And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, the CTDF Fantasy Football Show is on the air once again. We are delighted to have all of you with us. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did, and I'm sure my buddies here has. And someone just dropped. That was that was no, that was
John Natelli.
John Natelli kind of dropped out, but we're bringing him back. In fact, we're bringing him back now as we add him back into the stream. As I said, hope everybody has had a great Thanksgiving. As you can see, I got a full house tonight. It's been a while since it's been that way, but first of all, we got John Flynn over here. John, how you doing?
Howdy, Tim.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Yeah, we just hung low.
Yeah, sounds good. And of course, next to him is our commissioner, John Natali.
Hello, Tim.
Hey, how was your Thanksgiving?
Very good.
All right, all right. And of course, below me we have Adam Oliver, our good friend from San Antonio. Adam.
Hello.
So, did you and Amanda do anything special?
I think for that Thanksgiving it was our very first Thanksgiving together, and
Aww.
I think we spent it with my my aunt, my grandmother.
Sounds good. Also with us is our two-time defending league champ, Will Medina. Buddy, how was yours?
Too much meat. That's just it.
Oh boy, sounds like someone got a little bit full,
Mm-hmm.
and then some. And last but not least, our good friend from the great state of Georgia, Mr. Andrew St. Clair. And I understand that your girlfriend Irene made something very special.
Mm-hmm. Always does. But for Thanksgiving here, it was crazy. My brother he made too many desserts again.
Oh, dessert. So somebody must have had a sweet tooth around there.
Oh, he always does that. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine.
All right, all right. Well, now that Thanksgiving is over, we are now in December. We are in the home stretch of the National Football League, Week 13. However, this is the final week of the regular season for our Fantasy Football League. So after this week, we're going to find out which 6 teams are heading into the playoffs right now. In fact, let's take a look at last week's scores. And the first thing that pops out to me is something that I don't think I've ever seen in all my years of playing fantasy football. We had a tie. We had Andrew, and he went up against Cedric, and they both finished with a score of 143.4.
Yep, first time ever in CTDF fantasy football history.
Unbelievable. So I don't know who would get the advantage as far as I don't know how that works. As far as
Well, Tim, in this case, Cedric did beat me the first time here, so he still beat me, or 1-1, but that's okay.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like taking a look at our playoff brackets right now. Right now, Will still holds on to the first seed, but that could change. We'll get to that in just a moment. And Andrew right now has the number 2 seed, followed by Cedric at 3, Adam at 4, Natalie at 5, and Nelson Nesrud in 6th. That just shows you how a lot of things can change over the time. So let's just go ahead and take a preview into our final week of the regular season. Let me draw that. Bring that screen. Bring that screen up, and we've got. I currently have a record of 6-6, which means that I have won 5 more games this year than I did last year. Major improvement.
Oh yeah.
And I could still make the playoffs if I defeat Spencer. Right now, I'm projected to go 135.1. He is projected at 124.3. I would have to win, but I would have to have a lot of help too if I'm going to have a shot at the playoffs. Then we got Flynn going up against Will. Ooh, very. This is probably going to be best.
Flynn, not this week.
I gotta beat you to get in.
I got you by
If
6.
I lose you,
amigo.
my season's over.
So
I
mean, well, think of it this way: Will doesn't have anything to lose, but Flynn does.
Will actually does as well, because if he loses, Shedrick will probably take over and get the first round bye because if he plays there.
Right. But will still make the playoffs no matter what.
Right.
Yeah. Then we got Marty going up against Andrew. Andrew's projected at 120.7. Marty is at 127.5. So Marty is pretty much playing for pride, I guess. And we got another meaningless matchup here. Cedric against Erica. Cedric is projected at 151.3. And Erica is projected at 103.9. Then we got Adam and Mark. Another kind of meaningless matchup goes here. Adam trying to stay in the playoffs with a projected total of 142.7. And Mark is projected at 119.0. And last we got Natalie against Nils. As I mentioned earlier, Natalie is projected at 114.4 and Nils is at 141.3.
Yeah, I gotta make some adjustments.
So if there's anybody, maybe you, Natalie, possibly explain some of the scenarios here.
I didn't really pay attention to the records too much, but I know Will clinches the number 1 seed with a win. Cedric gets the number 1 seed with a win by him and a loss by Will. Let's see. I think Flynn gets the 6th seed if he wins. I saw a few things. Andrew clinches.
Go, Flynn.
Natalie. So I also looked at if I win, the loser of Natalie and Nels is left out of the entire playoffs. So, but if I lose, both of you are going to be in.
And like I said, I need to win and I need some help.
Yeah, I have to go to my. I have to check my settings at some point to see what the official tiebreakers are. I'm not completely sure. I know division is. Yeah. I just don't remember exactly.
And Natalie, Nels has the tiebreaker. Yeah, but I've scored like 100 more points than Nels, but he's ahead of me in the standings because he beat me.
Yeah.
Breaker.
Yeah. So there is a lot to go on between now and then.
Yeah.
So
if Nels beats me, we split the season series. So I beat him the first time.
Well, it's going
Yeah.
to be crazy. So
Yeah, I do have a point advantage on him though, so we'll have to see what happens there.
right. So by this time next week, we will find out. We will have all the playoff spots locked up, and we'll check the matchups, and
Mm-hmm.
it will be very interesting to see what happens here. So, with that being said, let us go into week 13 of the NFL season. And in case you people haven't noticed, this is Thursday night. It is December 3rd, and we don't have a game tonight. The reason being is because this game that was supposed to be tonight has been rescheduled for this coming Tuesday night, and we will get to that game a little later on. But right now, we're going to start with Sunday. Sunday. We have the New Orleans Saints heading down to Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Falcons. And Flynn, as we get started here with the pick'ems, the Saints are picked by 3.
Yeah, so there are 15 games scheduled this week. This was the last game I circled. This was the singular toughest game of the week for me because there are a lot of things that go into this. One, this will be the second time the Falcons have faced Taysom Hill as the starting quarterback. So now this is time to tape on Taysom Hill, and they can devise a game that's designed around stopping to Taysom Hill. But going for them is that Sean Payne is doing a fantastic job with the quarterback position with the absence of Drew Brees. That Taysom Hill has done a commendable job with New Orleans. But I wanted to pick Atlanta because I think they have momentum and they've been playing much better football since they fired Dan Quinn. But I can't pick against the Saints. Defensively, they've been one of the better. They've been playing some excellent football the last month of the season, and I think it will carry over into December. So give me the Saints to win this game, 28-24.
All right. Flynn's going 28-24, going with the Saints. You're kind of breaking up on your audio and video, but we got your score. We got your pick. So, Natalie, how do you see this one?
Yeah, this one I think can go either way. I mean, the Falcons are improving a little bit, but certainly not enough to scream victory. Yeah, Taysom Hill has done a fantastic job filling in. He's pretty basic complete package. He could also serve as a running back and a wide receiver if it came down to it. So that's what's really unique about those players like him. He could do like 3 things at once if you needed him to. And basically, no other team really has that right now. So the Saints defense is also better. So give me them to win 31-24.
All right. So we got Natalie with the Saints. Andrew, what do you see in this game?
Oh,
these are your boys, Andrew.
one of them anyway.
Yeah.
The Saints have only had 1 offensive touchdown since week 9. I don't see the Falcons even attempting to do this here. I see this as a wash here. I'm gonna say 28-10 New Orleans.
Ooh, that's sounds pretty brutal there.
All
right. Yep. All right, Will. This NFC South matchup, who you got?
Oh Lord! Did anybody catch that score of the Falcons Raiders game last week?
Yeah, that is
Man, that was an atrocity.
easy.
Okay.
But not here. I'm saying basically Taysom Hill is a league of his own, and want to say that Drew Brees get well. You know, that injury he has right now, it's never fun. Nevertheless, New Orleans wins here. Flynn's score was closer to mine, though, but I'm going to say 28 to 21.
All right.
By the way, well, if the last two were 43-6.
I don't care what the score was. That was an ass whooping.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Adam, what do you see here?
Well, I just gotta say that the Atlanta Falcons found some lucky horseshoe in that game, but I don't think they're gonna pull another miracle here. But I have a pretty good feeling the Saints will beat the Falcons.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead and make it unanimous. Like I said before, I thought the firing of Dan Quinn would have done some good for the Falcons. It did a little bit, but not too much. So I'm taking this Tyson Hill kid. This kid's really doing good in the absence of Drew Brees. I mean, I say you give this kid a couple of more years, he could probably be all pro. I am going to take the Saints by a score of 27 to 13. So I believe we are all unanimous with the Saints. And I know if Cedric were watching this right now, he'd be very happy. We have another divisional matchup, the NFC North Division. We have the Detroit Lions visiting the Chicago Bears over at Soldier Field. And Flynn, the Bears are picked by 3.
I have no problem picking the Detroit Lions to win the damn game. And it finally took a Thanksgiving disaster at the hands of Deshaun Watson to get the Falcons, to get the Lions to fire Patricia and fire Dan Quinn. I've been saying since the start of the season that they wouldn't last the entire season. But now Darrell Bevell will take over as the interim coach. He's going to be one of the candidates to be the full-time head coach next year. And the Bears, I mean, can you tell me what's wrong with the Bears? Because I mean, the Bears are offensive to the senses. I mean, the offense, 29th ranked scoring offense in the NFL. That the final score of 41 to 25 last week was far greater than how the ebb and flow of that Sunday night game against Green Bay was. The offense stunk. The defense couldn't get past Aaron Rodgers, and they couldn't find ways to make him uncomfortable. And I think the Lions, they're going to come out energized. They're going to come out with passion. They're going to come out and say, you know what? I think they're going to look for these are players that will be looking for jobs next year, particularly the free agents. So give me the Lions to win this game 28-17 over the Bears.
Interesting. 28-17, Lions over Bears, says Flynn, and Natalie says.
Yeah, this one's probably one of the more boring matchups on the schedule. And when we're talking division rivals, as far as this season goes, I think these two groups are the least appealing. I mean, both teams are pretty bad on both sides. It's going to be a very low-scoring game. It's just going to come down to defense. I'm just going to go with a team whose defense seems less bad right now. I'm just going to go with the Lions in a very low-scoring game, 17-10.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's one of those. It would be a snore fest if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, what do you say?
Well, this one here, Chicago's won the last 5 games here against Detroit here. This one's a toss-up. I agree it's a low-scoring game here. I'm going to go with the home team. Give me the Bears 14-10.
All right, Will.
I'm just looking out for the fact that Detroit had to do what needed to be done, and Matt Patricia is gone. And it's about time Detroit did something with the mess that they have in front of them. But with that said, I mean, it's not going to stop Stafford from throwing passes, but they are going to start Mitchell Trubisky for Chicago now that Nick Foles is benched. So, how do I say this? I think this one is going to be very close, but in overtime, give me the Lions 24-21.
Oh, overtime special. All right, Adam, what do you say?
Yeah, it is going to be a pretty close game, but I have a pretty good feeling that the Lions barely beat the Bears with Foles gone.
Well, gentlemen, I like your picks and I admire your picks, but I guess I'm the only one going in the opposite direction.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
actually
Ooh,
I'm actually
someone's gonna
kind of
lone wolf
thinking.
it.
Oh, yep, that's a lone wolf right there. I actually think that the Bears will pull this one off. It won't be spectacular, but I'm pulling for the. I got the Bears winning this one, 24-20. But that's not even my upset special. My upset special is coming up later on. And right now, we are going to go to Miami, where the Dolphins are going to be at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. And Flynn, wow, the Dolphins are picked by 11.5. Uh-oh. He's kind of rose here.
Yeah,
Let's just go with the tally. 11.5 point favorites the Dolphins are.
I mean, although that seems a little high, I mean, I could still realistically see that since they lost their running back for a few weeks, Miles Gaston, but he's most likely set to come back during any setback. And yeah, he's been having a good season, so he could be the difference maker in this one. The Bengals could potentially make things interesting, but without Joe Burrow, they have little to no chance. So give me the Dolphins in this one, 24-14.
All right, then, Andrew.
First of all, I have to say, for a long time here, my dad called Cincinnati Bengals to come to Cincinnati Bungles because they bunged up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna bung up a lot here. Miami is on 18.6 points per game this season, second fewest in the NFL. That's really good. It's gonna be it's not gonna be pretty. 31-10 Miami.
Uh-huh. My score is close to yours, but let's hear what Will has to say.
Oh, man. When you lose a promising young quarterback, the morale of the team lowers as low as the low. Miami, however, is going to win out because they don't have any designated injuries going into this game. Not going to count out Cincinnati's rookie T. Higgins. He's having a decent season, but he really hasn't seen the ball thrown his way a lot. Same I can say with Tyler Boyd.
Uh-huh.
But Miami here shouldn't have a problem. Give me 27-13 for the Dolphins.
Interesting score there. All right. Let's go back to Flynn. Flynn, we were talking about the Bengals and Dolphins. Dolphins had 11.5 point favorites.
Yeah, I'm going to grab the points here with Cincinnati. I'm going to take the Dolphins to win the game. Look, I think 11.5 is a huge number here. But I think when it comes down to the Bengals and what they faced against the Giants, and then but the fact they needed a special teams touchdown to actually stay relevant in that game says everything about the Bengals without Joe Burrow. But I think this is a trap game for Miami, and I think Cincinnati's going to come out aggressive with Brennan Allen early, but. In the end, I'm going to take the better team, the better coach, the better defense. Give me the Dolphins to win 24-17.
All right, and Adam, what about this one? Hey, Adam, you there?
What game are we on?
We're talking about the Bengals at the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty easy win, and that's a shame that Joe Burrow is in a pretty bad team. So I think it's gonna be at least a 2-possession win for the Dolphins.
Ah. And I'm going to go with the Dolphins here, although I see it as I don't want to say a near blowout, but kind of near what Andrew said. My score is Dolphins 31, Bengals 13. And once again, get well soon, Joe Burrow. Not really a flashy matchup here, but kind of interesting. We got the Tennessee Titans at home against the Cleveland Browns. The Titans are picked by 5.5. Flynn, go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be this is a matchup between two teams that are each 8-3, the Titans, the Browns, but the Browns have been living off a cliff the last 3 weeks. That with their wins against Houston, Philadelphia, and Jacksonville, they won those games by a combined 10 points, and I don't think they looked that impressive against Jacksonville last week. But going from Jacksonville to Tennessee is a completely different animal for the Cleveland Browns. So after the Titans make a statement by taking down the Colts with Derrick Henry being unbelievable again, I'm going to take the Titans to win by a touchdown. 27-20 is my predicted score.
Alrighty then, Natalie.
This one could go either way. I mean, I will admit the Browns have really surprised me this season. I expected them to be a third-place team, but they're actually looking really good. I mean, Chubb coming back from injury, he looks really good. Kareem Hunt, he's been great. They're a fantastic 1-2 punch. And their defense has been pretty decent as well. However, Tennessee's running back is far superior. And, he's having a better year. Derrick Henry is clearly better than both of them right now. But although they're going to make it interesting, although Cleveland's going to make it interesting, it's not going to be enough. Give me Tennessee 26-22.
Alrighty, Andrew. What about this interesting matchup?
Oh, this one's gonna be really good. Both teams same record, 8-3. It's about Henry there. This is so close here. I'm going to predict a tie at 28 each.
Well, it's a fur. I don't know.
No.
Oh.
Well, that's the first time someone used that word. Tie.
No.
Oh.
This is it.
Wow.
Elizabeth, this big one.
Do I
Coming.
have to say someone who's going to win? No, I'm going to say 28-28.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Hey! You got someone to tie here with Cedric, so why not? It's going to be the game of the week.
Okay. Will, what about this game? I don't think you see tie at this point.
Objection, Mr. McClellan. This game will not be in a tie. The edge will go to the Titans here because even though David Johnson had that nice game last week, but we're talking about a much better Titans defense here. Jeffrey Simmons, Kevin Baird, Malcolm Butler. I mean, these three know what to do on the field. They're going to make Deshaun Watson scramble all game long here. So ain't going to be no tie here, Andrew. Sorry, don't see it. But you can give me the Titans 35-24 in this one.
Okay, and Adam, about this one.
About the tie, I don't think so. I think it is going to be quite an interesting game between the Browns and and the let's see,
Titans.
and the Titans. It is going to be a really close one, but I think the Browns would winning it by at least one touchdown.
Oh, I think Adam smells an upset here.
Mm.
But I say this will be an interesting game. But I see the Titans. King Henry is going to run up and down the field, and I see the Titans actually doubling up on the Browns, 28-14. And the Titans will keep pace with the Indianapolis Colts for first place in the NFC South. Speaking of whom, the Colts are actually traveling to Houston to take on the Houston Texans. And Flynn, we have the Colts at 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, the Colts got demolished last Sunday by Tennessee. I think they were banged up, which is how with the force, but I think the Colts going down to Houston the Texans. I know Sean Watson is special, but I think that the offensive line for Indianapolis is going to bully around Houston front seven. I think they'll combine to rush for over 150 total yards with the running back. And I think the Colts will be able to move the ball at will against the Texans defense. But I think Deshaun Watson is definitely going to keep the Texans in the game. But 3.5 is an interesting number. But I'm gonna I'm gonna lay the 3.5, and I'll take the Colts to win by a touchdown.
All right. So Flynn's with the Colts, and Natalie, what do you say?
Yeah, that 3.5 points. That's actually what was I gonna say? Very, very interesting. Now, it should really be a lot more now because the Texans just lost their best player to suspension, Will Fuller. He apparently did some drugs or something. So yeah, now the team is gonna be far worse. So. Although Watson still has some good weapons with Brandon Cooks and maybe Darren Fells, they don't really have anybody else. Their defense is weak except for J.J. Watt. So give me the Colts in a 2-score game, 31-20.
All righty, Andrew.
Well, first of all, that's not going to talk. I'm not going to back to back. That'd be crazy. No. The Colts are doing good here. 3.5 here. I'm gonna double that. I'm gonna say 21-14 Colts.
All right, Champ, what you got on this one?
I was about to say, if Andrew said one more tie, Tim, you might as well shut down the damn show because I can't do this no more. No, and Natalie, I'm surprised at you. You never mentioned Will Fuller. Look how much Will Fuller has gotten better.
Yeah, he was my best player. I just lost him now. I drafted the dude.
It's all right. Well, next year you need to make edits, but yeah, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Colts are coming up. Houston just needs to play a little bit more on both sides of the ball. But I'm gonna take the Colts here, but not the closest one of your score there. But I'm gonna go with the score 27-17, and Phillip Rivers throws 2 touchdowns.
All right, Adam, what do you got here?
A little bit more of an interesting match if Will Fuller wouldn't have been in trouble, but I think Houston does have a problem there, so I'm gonna take the Colts by winning by at least 2 touchdowns.
And I am going to take the Colts as well. Actually, the Colts almost changed my mind about my pick for the AFC South until last week. But I don't see them losing again. I see them winning 24-17 over the Houston Texans. Texans need a little bit of help now that one of their best players is suspended. Now we have one of those games that we really don't really have that much to say about this one. This is the Las Vegas Raiders against the New York Jets. And Flynn, as we look at this one, and the Raiders are picked by 7.5.
Yeah, can we actually do need to talk about this because the Raiders had a very disappointing performance against the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. That how in the world are you going to win football games? And Tim, you saw this with the Cowboys earlier in the season. How the hell do you win football games? When the opposing defense forces 5 turnovers and your quarterback loses 3 fumbles. I mean, did John Gruden and his team forget how well they played against Kansas City 2 weeks ago? But they completely laid an egg against the Falcons, and that was one of the most disappointing efforts I've seen from a contending team in a while. But you gotta go back to the East Coast. You gotta take on the Jets and the pathetic punchline Jets. But here's the thing. The Raiders are going to win. Another reason because the Jets still employ Adam Gase. The worst. Raiders 24, Jets 10.
All right, Natalie.
Are we losing the tally?
Natalie, you can't hear you, bro.
Uh-oh. The tally. Uh-oh.
Looks like
Look like mic issue or something.
Yeah.
Audio problem.
Yeah, looks like we can't. I'll tell you what. While John works on his problems, go ahead, Andrew. Let's get your pick on this one. Raiders at Jets.
Oh, yeah, the Jets allowed 284 yards, 24 yards this game. Third worst in the NFL right now. The Jets are going 11. They're going to go 12 here. I know the thing. I'm going to say that the Jets stink so much right now. I'm going to say 21-0.
Ooh.
Raiders.
So the Raiders, those are Gruden grinders, will shut out the Jets, according to you. Will, what do you say?
I'm going to say this again like I did last week. Let's just have the Trevor Lawrence jersey ready for the Jets right here and now. Because there's no way that the Jets are ever going to win anymore. And the only disrespect about this team is you have the legendary Frank Gore. That's basically the whole damn offense right here. This is an embarrassment. And it's a shame that it's come down to who really wants him more, as we fans like to say. So the Raiders will not lay an egg in this game. This will be a 24-10 affair with the Raiders saving face.
All right, Andrew, what do you say?
Andrew already picked. So
yeah,
actually Natalie because he's back.
Yep.
Yeah, I switched to mobile. I switched to my mobile. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead, Natalie.
Yeah, this game, honestly, I was super, super close to picking the Jets just because of how bad the Raiders have been as well. But yeah, like Will said, the Jets' best piece is Frank Gore. But he can't he can't carry the team. He's 37 years old, and yeah, they have no defense either. This one is going to be a pretty bizarre scoring prediction here. Both teams are going to be playing baseball, not football. Give me the Raiders 9-7.
Ooh.
So it's going to be the Oakland A's against the New York Mets, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Adam, go ahead.
Well, I think after that poor performance, I'm pretty sure Gruden got on their butts, and I'm pretty sure that they're gonna come back a lot stronger. And after that, I'm pretty sure John Gruden got after the Raiders after that poor performance. With knowing
Yeah, he
him,
did.
knowing him, I'm pretty sure the Raiders are going to be back in shape, and I think I would probably sense a shutout. It would be Raiders 28, Jets nothing, and that's going to be my lock of the week.
Interesting, interesting. Adam locking up the Gruden grinders. And I am going to take the Raiders myself. I see. I don't actually see the Jets getting shut out, but they're not going to get much. I think they're just going to get 3 field goals. Raiders 35, Jets 9. And if I could give some advice to Trevor Lawrence, stay at Clemson for your senior year. Stay at Clemson. And now we go to another not so flashy matchup here. The Minnesota Vikings are at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Vikings are picked by 10, Flynn.
Yeah, I've been picking games against the spread, as you know, but both of these teams are frauds. I mean, the Vikings are favored, but were favored by 4 last week. They only win by 1, and they were down 21-10, and they came back and beat the Panthers. And the Jaguars are frauds because I grabbed the point with the Jaguars to beat this against Pittsburgh, and that didn't work out. And then I pick against the Jaguars against the spread, and the Browns failed to cover a 6-point spread. So what am I going to do this week? The Vikings favored by 10. I think that's way too much. I think Doug Marrone is coaching for his job security after the Jaguars fired Dave Caldwell after 8 years. And 8 years for him was way too long. I mean, remember when he drafted remember when he drafted Blake Bortles over Khalil Mack, and also remember when in 2017 when Blake Bortles was clearly a bust. That 2 things happened. One, he gave Blake Bortles a contract extension, and number 2, he picked Leonard Fournette over Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson in the 2017 draft. So that was a complete disaster. The Jaguars are a punchline. They're pathetic. There's no talent on that team. But yes, I'm going to pick the Jaguars with points here. I think 10 points is too much. I think everyone's coaching for his job, like I said. So give me the Vikings to win 38-34 over the Jaguars.
38-34, okay. All right, Natalie, what do you say?
Yeah, the Jaguars pretty much have nothing to play for. They just have their pride now. I mean, realistically, they could still get the number 1 draft pick. And yeah, they got nothing much going for them. The Vikings have a promising rookie. What's his name? Justin Jackson or Justin Jefferson, something like that. Yeah, he's been having a pretty decent season. And if Thielen stays on the COVID list or is injured, he'll once again step in as the number 1 receiver. So far, I would say he's earned it. It's going to be pretty much a blowout here. The Jaguars should pretty much just rebuild and start over. So give me the Vikings 24-6.
All right, Andrew.
Yeah, going here. You know the Vikings started a 1-5 record. Since then, they've gone 4-5. They've gone 4-5. I think this week they have a tie record here, 6-6 each. I'm going to say Vikings. I'm gonna say this is I'm gonna say this is a medium low. I'm going to say, 17-10 Vikings.
That sounds about reasonable. All right, Will.
Oh God, can Jacksonville go any lower? That's the bigger question. How low can they go? Because they're not getting Lawrence. Let's just put that there now.
Yep.
Jacksonville basically got one shining grace in rookie James Robinson, but other than that, they're pretty much not going to go anywhere with Mike Glennon starting. On the other hand, like Vitaly said, Thielen's been off and on this list. That's what I like to say here. All players and personnel, please stay safe, wear a mask. Don't be like the Karens and Kevins of the world and be put on social media for you being dumb. Let's ask the Denver Broncos that. But anyway.
Hey, watch that.
Hey, first of all, other than Von Miller, who's a great player. Anyway.
Von Miller,
yeah. But I'm gonna do one better on the tally here. He says 24-6. Let's try 30-0 for Minnesota.
Oh.
Wow.
A whooping.
Sounds like somebody going to the woodshed there. Hey, Adam, what'd you say?
Well, I think I'm going to see a blowout because Jacksonville is not doing much despite their kind of surprising hot start. Well, I think I predict the Vikings win by at least 21 points.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty bold right there. And I've got the Vikings winning this one by a score of 27-12. So the Vikings going to take pace, and Jaguars going to stay down near the bottom, right near where the New York Jets are. Coming up next is it's actually one of the toughest games, probably the toughest game that I had to decide on this week. Very interesting matchup in the NFC West Division. It's the Los Angeles Rams heading over to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Flynn, the Rams are picked by 3.
Yeah, I think Sean McVay already regrets not practicing on Friday. I think that was somewhat of a role in the loss of San Francisco. But look, he has to give the 49ers credit for coming back to take down the Rams. But listen, I have the Rams as one of the potential Super Bowl contenders in the NFC, but losing to Kyle Shanahan twice without Jimmy Garoppolo, that's not a good look to look at when you stack the NFC playoff contenders. But the Cardinals too are coming off a bad loss because they lost to the Patriots after a dumb decision by Isaiah Simmons to push Cam Newton out of bounds after the play, which led to the late hit 15-yard penalty to set up the game-winning field goal by Nick Folk with as time expired. So, but I this was one of the tougher games to pick as well. But I think the Rams are better coach. I think the Rams are the better defense. So I'm gonna grab the Cardinals. I'm gonna grab the LA Rams to win. 27-23 is my predicted score. The Rams, Cardinals.
All right. Natalie.
Yeah, this one was the toughest one for me to decide as well. This one could really go either way. Both quarterbacks are doing extremely well, but Kyler Murray is going to be out for revenge because last week he had the worst game of the season. It was the first time this season that he didn't have a touchdown pass or a rushing touchdown, a combo of the two. It's really going to get down to the wire. It's going to determine on how Murray's shoulder responds this coming week. But I think he's going to be fine. He's going to get the monkey off his back. He's not going to have 2 bad games in a row. So give me the Cardinals 34-31.
Sounds like a high scoring game right there. Andrew, what do you say?
What's the odds for how many points? Yeah.
3. Rams pick by 3.
I like that. I like those odds. Yeah, the Rams 6-0 versus Arizona since Sean McVay era since 2017. With John and John here. This one's a close one, I think here. So close here that I see this going to overtime, and I'm picking the Rams win by 3, 24-21.
Well, it's got one team going to a tie. Now it's got a team going to overtime. This is
Yeah.
all right. Will, what do you got on this one?
Waiter, can I get some proof?
Floor time for this one is pretty good.
Get them to know.
This is why the Rams won't win. You lost to my Niners, who had practically half the good roster either on the bench, IR, or done for the season. Arizona basically saying is we're not going to give up here. Kyler Murray's not going to give up. Kenyon Drake and the rest of that offense, they're not going to give up. As far as the defense is concerned, I'm going to need Mr. Drake Kilpatrick to step up a little bit. It looks like Patrick Peterson's doing mostly all the work for the secondary. Not going to take it away from Malcolm Brown, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson for the Rams and the receivers, but this is Arizona to win here. They're at home, and they look a little flustered. And Flynn, when you mentioned Sean McVay, why don't you get on the phone with him and tell him that my Niners swept them again? You do that for me. But Tim, give me Arizona 27-20 for Arizona.
Oh, so Will's going with the Cardinals. What about Adam?
Well, this game is going to be pretty interesting. I think throughout the whole game, I think it's going to go back and forth. But I know it's not going to be an overtime game. And I think I believe that the Cardinals would win this game by a field goal.
Cardinals winning by a field goal. Well, I'm going the other way. I'm actually saying the Rams will win by field goal. 24-21, give it to the Rams. Like I said, this was very, very difficult for me to choose. I basically had to do a coin flip on this one. And it ended up to the Rams. I say the Rams will win by 3, but if the Cardinals win this one, it wouldn't break my heart because these are two pretty good teams. So this will be interesting. Speaking of NFC West, we're going to talk about now the top team in that division. Of course, it's the Seattle Seahawks. And they oh boy. This is another one of those pretty much going to be a one-sided affair maybe. Mm-hmm. Seattle Seahawks are at home against the New York Football Giants, and the Seahawks are picked by 10, Flynn.
Yeah, and believe it or not, Tim, Seattle might be favored by 10, but this is a battle of two first-place teams. Would you believe that?
Well, yeah.
First place in the best and first place in the least.
And also something you might have noticed that through 11 to 12 weeks, the Giants have a top 10 scoring defense and they have a top 10 total defense. They're number 10 defense in yards allowed and number 10 in points allowed. They also have the number 5 rush offense in the NFL, rush defense in the NFL. But everything says to take the Giants with the points. But I mean, Seattle always, every single week, Seattle ends themselves in a one-score game. So Seattle is favored by 10, which is a game. So going to grab the Giants with the points, but I can't pick against Russell Wilson and the defense. The defense is getting better and better as time goes along. Also, the Daniel Jones probably won't be 100%, and I think it would be wise for the Giants to get him this week because you don't want to risk anything further that could hamper the Giants' hopes of winning the NFC East. So I'm going to say 24-17. Give me Seattle over the Giants.
All righty. Natalie, what do you say?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's pretty strange that the Giants are 4-7 and are in first place. I mean, I can't. If memory serves me correctly, man, I don't remember. I believe the last time somebody won the division with an under 500 record, I want to say it was the Seahawks back then. I want to say 2011, 2012, they were 7-9. What's crazy about the NFC East is somebody could be 6-10 and win the division. Yeah, somebody can be 6-10 or 5-11 and still win the division. Yeah, that's pretty bizarre. Like I said, the Giants could possibly go 5-11 and still win the division based on how funky this division is. But yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup for the Giants, even if Daniel Jones was able to play. Yeah, Colt McCoy as a starter, he's got a whomping record of 7-21.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
that is bad news for the Giants. The Giants probably have a better running game, but Seattle's passing game is going to give them the advantage here. Giants are going to make things interesting. It's going to go down to the wire, but I think it's going to be a last-second field goal by Jason Myers, 24-21.
24-21, Seahawks takes it. And it's interesting you say Colt McCoy because Adam and I are very familiar with that name.
Yep.
Yeah, he went to college at Texas.
Yes, he did.
Yep. Back when I think he did better there than in the pros. So, but we'll just move on to this. Andrew Johnson, Seahawks. What do you got?
Yeah, Giants on 4 straight. That's 4 straight here. The Giants here. I don't see it. I don't see it really close. I'm gonna say 2010. Seahawks or the Giants, 20-10.
20-10. Okay. Will, what you got in this one?
It's such a shame when Flynn's favorite quarterback may not start. Doesn't it just burn you inside, Flynn, knowing that you have to go to a guy that's better at his college than in the pros? Doesn't that burn you on the inside, sir?
And
He has
Will,
nothing to say. That's why Seattle was winning.
Can I add something to that? Will, can I add something to that? So in the fantasy draft, I held Daniel Jones on my bench the entire season. Week 13 is the weekend. My quarterback was holding out hope that Daniel Jones matchup against Seattle's defense would be conducive, but he came with an injury, so that's why I believe I'm starting Taysom Hill at quarterback this week.
Perhaps, but this is Seattle's game to win, and basically, Russell, who should have been MVP 2 years ago, Wilson should get it this year. So give me Seattle 35-20 for this matchup.
All right, Adam, what do you say? Hey, Adam, you there, buddy?
Adam. Mr. Oliver, you're on.
I think he's having slight problems again. Yeah.
More mic issues.
Well, I guess while Adam is checking his mic, I'm going to give a check to the Seahawks. Pay them good because I think they're just going to tear the you-know-what out of the Giants. I got the Seattle Seahawks winning this one by a score of 38-6.
You're not generous that much, Tim? You're not going to give that team much generosity, aren't you?
Of course he won't, because the Giants are in the same division as Dallas. The Cowboys are chasing the Giants in NFC. That's fine.
Okay,
That's
1 2
That's
1
true.
2 test. test.
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you, Adam.
Okay. All right,
All
there
right,
we go.
Adam, go ahead, buddy.
As I was trying to say, I think it's going to be a relatively easy win for the Seahawks over the Giants. The Giants are having a bit of a rough season, but I think at least a two possession win for the Seahawks.
Oh my gosh, why am I so tired? I feel so sleepy. I don't know. I mean, I want to go through this. I want to go through this show, and I've got, like I said, I got Seahawks 38-6. There's another team that's kind of chasing the Giants for first place, and that's those filthy Philadelphia chickens. But
Yeah,
they're not going to have an easy task this week because those chickens have to travel up to Green Bay and to take on the Green Bay Packers, and they got to take on that bad man Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers, Flynn, are picked by 8.5.
8.5. Is that all?
Yeah.
I mean, Doug Peterson's a chicken for not knowing when to call a passing play, not knowing when to call a running play. Doug Peterson doesn't even know what the hell he's doing. He's done a terrible job at head coach. Jalen Hurts should be taking some steps after Carson Wentz has been an abject disaster this year. And the offensive line is banked up, and yes, and they're not particularly good. The Eagles can't even give Miles Sanders the ball. I mean, I started Miles Sanders against Seattle thinking that Doug Peterson would actually have a brain and actually run smart football plays, because the Eagles are one of the most efficient rush offenses in the NFL, but they're one of the least efficient pass offenses in the NFL, alongside the Bears, the Giants, the Jets. I mean, I don't know I don't know what to say about those filthy chickens, but I'm going to pick the Green Bay Packers to beat those filthy chickens. I'm going to say the Packers win 38-17, and this will be my lock of the week.
All right, Flynn locking the tally.
Yeah, apparently Flynn and I are in sync. I was going to say that I had the same exact score in my mind. Yeah, 38-17. I'm just going to wing it. Let's do it.
But because I pretty much said everything about.
Eagles have pretty much nothing going for them right now. Yep.
All right, so we got.
All they have is
Flynn.
Miles Sanders. That's about it. Yeah, I have that same score in my head. 38-17.
And what's Miles Sanders going to do now when we get 5 carries for 25 yards against the Packers?
Oh, my score is a little bit similar, but let's go to Andrew.
And the Packers, they might have 11-2 at home since 2019. That's the percentage in that span here. I can mention about a story here, but we don't have enough time for that here. I'm going to make this my lock of the week here, but I'm not going to make it as crazy as Flynn here. I'm going to say 28-10.
Oh, okay.
Packers.
28-10 Packers. All right. Will?
Oh, that's my lock.
What's funny is I have a friend in Philadelphia by the name of Bill, and he wants basically Carson Wentz to be benched and have Jalen Hurts start next season. He also told me that Doug Peterson is nothing but a joke when it comes to head coaching. And he says he'll still root for the Eagles only if Peterson's out next season. So, Bill, if I send you this link and you watch this, you're going to be surprised what I'm about to say. Jalen Hurts will start next season. Wentz will be benched, and Green Bay wins 35-17 because Peterson has been an embarrassment, and he should just take his check and get the fuck on. Sorry, Tim, for my French, but I can't stand Doug Peterson. He's made the Eagles a joke this season.
All right, Adam, what do you say?
Well, I think it's gonna be a relatively easy game because the Eagles are not doing so well, and I'm gonna predict a 2-possession win for the Packers.
All right, Adam goes 2-possession win for the Packers. I've got the Packers beating those chickens by a score of 38-10. So I was kind of close with Flynn and Medina. They said 38-17. I got 38-10. I'm not going to be so generous to those chickens. And I say that Doug Peterson should be gone, if not after this week, sometime. I mean, at least by the end of the season, Peterson's got to be gone.
Yeah, and Tim, you at the end of the season, you could be looking at 8, 9, maybe 10 coaches that'll be fired during or after the season. So it's going to be a huge scramble to get head coaches.
Wow, pretty huge number there. All right, now we go to this is good news, bad news. Good news is it's a Sunday night game. Bad news is it's probably going to be another one-sided, lopsided game. It's the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs at home at Arrowhead against the Denver Broncos. And correct me if I'm wrong, Flynn, but the Chiefs are picked by 14.
Yeah, that's correct.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to lay the 14 points here, and I'm gonna take Kansas City because I think Kansas City. I think they want they want a big time effort because they squeaked by the Raiders. They squeaked by Tampa, even though they had that incredible start to the game. But their defense somehow let Tom Brady, who has been ineffective this season, he let Tom Brady stay in the game for as long as they did. But I just think having to go up against a banged up Broncos team, particularly who knows who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Broncos this Sunday night. But I think this is where Mahomes and the Chiefs go back to dominance. I think the Chiefs will win this game 31-14.
All right, then, Natalie.
All right. I'm just gonna say, Chiefs are definitely gonna win this one. Mr. Free Real Estate, he's gonna go off. And I have 2 scoring predictions, depending on whoever is starting the quarterback. If the Broncos are gonna start the same guy as last time, it's going to be 36-3. If it's gonna be their normal guy, 36-10. One or the other, depending on who starts.
Interesting. Andrew.
Oh man, what happened? What happened last week? You're crazy. I mean, all the starting all the starting cards were Denver out here, and what's going on with Denver here? I personally think Denver is going to the basement of the AFC West here. I'm sorry to say this here, but Holmes, this unstoppable here. I hate to say this here. 35-7. Chiefs.
35-7. Pretty much, that's pretty brutal. Will.
It will be.
Yeah. Let's just give it up right now for Patrick. I get my insurance because I'm too flashy Mahomes. Let's just give some right now. But I got one worse. Kansas City 40. Denver 3.
Wow.
That is close to what I have. Adam.
Well, I think only gotta say to John Elway that he's gonna go back to the drawing board because they don't really got much.
Drawing board. Adam, he needs a blueprint. Look
Yeah,
what's going on with that defense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, and I know that John Elway gonna figure something out about what's going on because I think the Chiefs are going to blow the Broncos out. So I'll take the Chiefs to win in a blowout.
All right, and I got the Chiefs in a blowout, 44-3.
Almost as bad as Super Bowl 22 when Elway got destroyed by the Redskins 42-10. Ouch!
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that. So.
Tim, I think you missed one of the Sunday games.
I think we did.
Oh yes, we did. I apologize to everyone. New England Patriots. They are at the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Chargers are picked by 1. So basically, it's almost pretty much a pick 'em, Flynn. Is it? I mean, Chargers by 1. I think
there he is.
Flynn's frozen up here.
Oh, there he is. There we go.
Tim?
Yeah, Chargers are picked by 1 over the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Patriots to win the game because everything with the Patriots and with how inept the roster has been, they did beat the Cardinals this week, and I don't know if the Patriots with that roster would win 2 in a row. But then again, I had to remember that it's Anthony Lynn and it's the Chargers, and I think you really need to consider letting Anthony Lynn go at the end of the season. He's been dreadful for the Chargers. The Chargers can't coach their way out of a paper bag. They literally did a lot of wrong things against Buffalo Bills last Sunday. I mean, it was. I'm sorry. Anthony Lynn has to go at the end of the year. So, with that in mind, I'm going to take the Patriots to win the game outright, 24-23.
All right, Natalie.
Yeah, this one can go either way. This is a tough one. I mean, the Chargers do have a sign of life now that Austin Eckler is back. He actually went off in his debut coming back, but I don't see history repeating twice with him. I think the Patriots secondary will do a decent job at holding him off. So it's going to be a very close one. Give me New England 19-13.
All righty, Andrew.
Well, this one might be, so top. Maybe you flip of a coin, but I don't think it's that could be that close here. Even though the Patriots have scored 20.8 points per game this season, fewest since 2000 here. I feel Luton is going to do good here. The Browns are bad, so are the Chargers here. 21-3 Patriots.
All right. Hey, Will, what do you say about this one?
I'm surprised Andrew's giving the Chargers 3 points here. Are you not looking at what Justin Herbert's been doing this season?
No.
Yes, you better.
I'm a Broncos fan. I'm not a Chargers fan.
This is why I'm gonna pick the Chargers in my upset of the week.
Ooh.
Oh.
Do not count out the fact that Justin Herbert is just as good as Josh Allen, just as good as Patrick Mahomes. He's another scrabbly quarterback. His accuracy's back. Keenan Allen is finally getting the ball, so Natalia should know that. Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, Jason Guyton. I mean, come on. Now, not taking away from Cam Newton and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, but Cam needs to stop running the football. I'm sorry. You're not your Carolina Panthers self anymore. You just can't do it. You'll get lucky once in a while, but give me the Chargers and the CTDF upset lock of the week, 31-27.
Ooh. All right, Adam, what do you got?
Well, it would go either way. It's gonna be kind of a tough game, but I have a feeling that the Chargers will pull it off and make it win by a field goal.
Interesting. So Adam's got the Chargers, but I've actually got the Patriots winning this one by a field goal. And my final score for that one is 17-14. Not really much to write home about, but the Patriots will pull this one out. And I think that does it for the Sunday games.
Yeah.
And so once again, we have 2 Monday games. This first one is going to be 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. Another game that pretty much could be lopsided. It's the Washington football team traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. And Flynn, the Steelers are picked by 9.5.
Yeah, and it's gonna be actually an interesting game because first of all, because Kevin Burkhardt's gonna be on the call for Fox. The Steelers the Steelers have the number 1 total defense in the NFL. They also have the number 1 pass defense in the NFL. Washington's number 2. Did you know that?
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be I think this is the best defense that the Steelers have faced so far this season. I know Baltimore, Tennessee might have something to say to that, but Washington's front seven, young, talented, speedy front seven, they're gonna pose some problems for Ben Roethlisberger in that passing attack, and this game is gonna be a lot closer than people anticipated. And yes, Pittsburgh's 11-0, but the way they've been playing it doesn't necessarily equate them being 11-0. That they barely got by the Baltimore Ravens, who got hampered because banged up by COVID. So it's going to be a closer game than a lot of people anticipate. But I think they're going to get pressure on Ben Roethlisberger, force a couple of turnovers, and I think it's going to be a field goal game. So give me the Steelers to win 23-20. It's a close game.
Steelers in a close one. Natalie, what do you say? I think Natalie's frozen up.
Yeah, got a little lag.
Yeah, sort of a lag there. All right, we'll get Andrew to talk about the football team against the Steelers.
Football team here. Bob's been 4-0 against the. I was going to say Redskins here, but no, football team here. Steelers was remaining undefeated. 28-14, Pittsburgh.
Sounds simple enough, Will.
I will just say this. Nothing but a cakewalk. I looked at Pittsburgh's schedule and I'm like, are they going to lose eventually? Or are they what they're going to do what the Patriots did back in 2000 and run the damn table here? It might happen. But Washington still got 2 key players that can make a difference. One being Antonio Gibson and the other being Terry McLaurin. So right now, it's just going to come down to who needs it more. Washington may need this win, but not my pick. You're going to give me Pittsburgh in a 28-20 affair right here. Steelers will win out.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to grab the points here.
Yeah,
I have like it. Like I said, McLaurin and Gibson are 2 good players. Washington's defense, they just need more help.
All right. Now we got Natalia back on. Washington at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, this one is actually going to be a close one, like Flynn said earlier. I mean, little by little, people are chipping away at Steelers, trying to be the first team to beat them. And while I do have, from this point forward, I have the Steelers going 15-1, but Washington will not be the team that beats them. It's going to be my score is very close to Will's, except I have the Steelers having 1 point less, 27-20.
Okay. All right, Adam, what you got on this one?
I think that it would be kind of. It's like a. I think it's gonna be kind of little interesting, but pretty much it would be all. Pretty much it would be Pittsburgh's game. So I think that the Steelers would end up winning by at least 17 points.
All right. And I am going to take the Steelers to win this one and remain undefeated with a score of 41-20.
You really think Washington's going to give up 41 points with that their defense?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I was just throwing something out. And let's throw out this next game, the second Monday night game, which is the normal Monday night football game on ESPN. The Buffalo Bills at the San Francisco 49ers. Flynn, I did not see a line on this one.
Yeah, that's right, because this game is a pick-em.
How wonderful.
You just picked the winner.
Okay, Flynn, go for it.
All right. So this was one of the before the season started. This was one of the games I was highly anticipating between Buffalo and San Francisco. That I thought both teams would be to see by San Francisco at 5-6, I believe it is. But I can't see San Francisco winning the championship this year. Or past the NFC like it last year, but I think this game is about Josh Allen. I think this game is about exercising those demons that plagued them the last time they were they were in the desert. So just I think Colts fans would go, hey, let's go Buffalo, let's go Buffalo. Bills 23, 49ers 20.
And I think you sang that quite well, Flynn. Natalie, go ahead.
Hold on, Sam. I got an update for you, sir. As of 10 minutes ago, Buffalo is now a 1 point favorite over my Niners.
So Buffalo is now a 1 point favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm glad Will brought that up, because I was going to say that it's going to be a lot closer than most people think. I think the Niners are starting to get their mojo back. Little by little, they're starting to improve a bit, and little by little, Buffalo's defense is kind of slowing down a bit. Buffalo isn't as strong as they were in the beginning of isn't as strong now compared to the beginning of the season. However, they're going to do just enough to win. Give me the Buffalo 30, 49ers 28.
30-28. So he's got the Bills in another close one. Andrew?
The Bills have lost 4 straight Monday night here. San Francisco doing well here. Oh, boy, here. Could be close here. Upset. 28-21, San Francisco.
Ooh,
Wow.
I think Will likes that one, don't you, buddy?
The whole problem with this game is Niners, they have to play in Arizona because Santa Clara County has this purple tier process to where teams cannot play right now. So the Niners are going to do an Airbnb where they're going to have to be in Arizona for 3 weeks. This is tough. And yeah, I'm going to join Andrew. Niners upset special here. Debo Samuel's back. His last game, 11 receptions, 139. He came out to play. Raheem Mostert. Can't stop this. Can't stop him as much as you can. So Niners are upset, even though I have Josh Allen as my fantasy football quarterback, but Niners, they're going to squeeze by the 27-23 victory.
All right, Adam.
Well, it's gonna be kind of interesting. I think the 49ers are gonna try to keep it close, but I think it's Josh Allen and the Bills are gonna get this one in a close game.
All right, and I have got the Bills actually doubling up on the 49ers 28-14. But I'm keeping my eye on those 49ers because it seems like they've kind of been improving a little bit. So don't be surprised about that. Now, final game of the schedule should have been the first game for this week's schedule. But because of the COVID-19 issues, this game had to be moved from tonight, Thursday, December 3rd, to this coming Tuesday. A Tuesday night game on Fox 8 Eastern. We got the Dallas Cowboys against the Baltimore Ravens. And I did not see a line on this one either. Flynn, if you have a line on that one.
I think Baltimore was favored by 7.
Baltimore by 7. All right, let's talk about this one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh-oh.
Got
We got a
connection
little
problems.
lag.
Flynn. Uh-oh, lag.
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't worry, people. We'll get back to him. It's just a little problem here. Flynn is lagging, but that's all right. We'll get to him. And Natalie, what do you got in this one?
Let me get back in.
Yeah, this one can actually go either way. In all honesty, this one was actually super close for me because the Ravens, as bad as the Cowboys have been, the Ravens are struggling themselves. Lamar Jackson hasn't been himself, and as far as I know, he's still on the COVID list. Robert Griffin III did not do well at all in the last game. But because of the Ravens' sloppiness, I got two words for you, Tim. Upset special. Cowboys over the Ravens, 27-26.
Wow, I like that. I like that. Flynn,
I
Flynn,
like
what do you
that
got?
too.
Hey, Flynn, can you hear us now? What do you got? Uh-oh.
And lagging again.
Lagging again.
Got the lag spiked.
All right.
All right, let's go to Andrew, see what he says about this one.
The Ravens have lost. The Ravens lost for the last 5 games, starting to be 5-1 here. I don't know what's going on with them here. The Ravens are not doing good. The Cowboys are not doing that good either here. I see this game not going too far here. I'm gonna say 17-14 Ravens.
Okay. Will, what do you say about this one?
Well, as I put in the chat, the Ravens are a 7.5-point favorite here.
Okay.
So, you know what? Baltimore has been struggling so much. It's not even funny anymore. I can honestly say this is not the best that John Harbaugh is really doing right now. While the Cowboys get back Andy Dalton, I mean, Dallas needs something here, but this will probably go to the wire here, and I'm going to have to do it again. Sorry, Marty. Give me Dallas. 28-24, and Lamar Jackson will get sacked at least 3 times. He's going to need to get it together.
Ooh. Oh, I like it.
All right, Adam, what do you say? Can our boys do it?
Oh, I really like. That's really like music to my ears that I hear that the Cowboys would beat the Ravens. But I think I've got to be realistic here. The Cowboys just got a bunch of second stringers, and Mike Nolan is still the defensive coordinator, and Mike Nolan, he can coach defense for beans, to say the least. I think with the Ravens recent struggle, I think it's going to be kind of close, but I'm going to have to say that the Ravens would win by at least a touchdown.
Alrighty, well, I guess Adam doesn't really have the courage, but I do.
That's your upset special this week.
That is correct. With everything that Flynn has said, with everything that you have said, with everything I've heard here, Robert Griffin III, oh my gosh, what year was that? Was it it had to be the early 2000s, right? The early 2000s? Wait a minute, I think we got Flynn back with us now. So Flynn, Cowboys at Ravens.
Yeah, the 7.5 now scares me a little bit. I think you have to remember. I think Adam hit the nail on the head that the Cowboys still employ Mike Nolan and they still employ Mike McCarthy. That the Cowboys and listen, I told you the Cowboys are going to go down against the Washington football team on Thanksgiving. I believe I was the lone wolf on that one, and everything I've been saying about the Cowboys is true, but yeah, I think 7.5 is a lot. But you have to remember that John Harbaugh is the coach, and the Ravens have a field defense, whereas the Cowboys don't. So give me the Baltimore Ravens to win, and give me the Baltimore Ravens to cover 28-14.
All right. Well, yes, Natalie, I'm going to make it clear. This, once again, is my upset special. RG3 sounds like he's got some rust on him. And the Ravens, even with Lamar Jackson at quarterback, they've been struggling a little bit. But here lately, the Cowboys have actually kind of been improving in some areas, even though they've been losing some games. I think this would be a perfect game for the Cowboys to get back on track, get the defense up, and I don't know about 3 sacks on Lamar Jackson, but I hope Tank Lawrence gets at least one of them. I almost had to put out an APB for that guy. I think this is going to be the time when Andy Dalton is going to air it out once again to Amari Cooper, air it out to that awesome kid CeeDee Lamb, who I totally love. And don't forget, we got to feed Zeke a little bit. I am calling it right here. Upset special. Cowboys 27, Ravens 24. Yeah.
I like
Bounce back this one. And with that, I think that brings this edition of the CTDF Fantasy Football Show to a close. Next week, we will find out the 6 teams in our league who will be moving on to the playoffs.
Yeah, and more specifically, who is going to get those 2 playoff spots? So we'll between me, Natalie, and Nels.
Yeah. I mean, this is. I wish I could put that little soundbite in here where Jim Moore go playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
You already put it in our chat, Tim.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I put it in the Facebook chat for all of us to see here. So, I mean, that is absolute classic right there. Anyway, big week, our final week of our regular season in the fantasy league. I'm even afraid to put in a prediction as to who I'm going to think is the number one seed. I think it either comes down to Will or maybe Cedric. I mean, I think it's going to be one of those two guys. And Will's already got 2 rings. He's going for number 3. So it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. We're at the end of our regular season. We're in the home stretch in the NFL season. So everybody, just stay cool out there. I know it's cold out there. Y'all stay boned up. Remember, listen to John Flynn, Hooked on Sports, 2 podcasts during the NFL season, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere you find podcasts. Natalie, our commissioner, thanks so much, buddy. Adam Oliver, our champ, Will Medina, Andrew St. Clair. Andrew, give a big hug to Irene from me, if you would. And that's going to do it. Hope everybody enjoys the games this week, and we will be back next week to preview our league playoffs. So until next time, this is Tim McClellan signing off. As always, be a good sport. See ya.